to day 4 of our driver appreciation live feed. We're so excited to be here. I'm Alcira Pestula.
And I'm Tabby Moritz.
And we're your hosts for today. And actually, we've never been hosted.
I'm excited to be here with you right now.
Me too. Yeah. I'm so excited. So we've never been hosted together, but we're so excited about what we have planned for today.
We got a big show today, and we've just got a bunch of events happening all around us. I don't know if you guys can see the background, but we've got people enjoying themselves here at Driver Appreciation. All behind us, there's a cornhole game going on that I think we might get hit with a sandbag soon.
I think that's okay. So if you can see what's being taken out, it's because a sandbag probably hit our head.
Yeah,
so
that's no big deal.
don't worry about it. We'll be fine.
But for today, we've got a ton of great things lined up for today's live. We're going to get another truckload in with some top-tier professionals.
When is that coming up, Tabby?
That's going to be closer to the end of this segment
today. I cannot wait to watch that.
But you know what? I just want to say, did you notice these?
How do you miss those?
Right.
Do you miss those? What are those for? Are those for Brett's head?
Heck yeah, it takes scissors this big to get through all that hair.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait.
Do you know what's going on? Can you tell everybody why we have these scissors?
Yes. So Brett Stewart, our VP of Owner Ops, said that he would shave his head for just $1,500 to Swift Charities. And I don't know if we met the number yet, but we're ready. We have our scissors sharpened, and he better watch that head of his.
I feel like people want his hair, and we're going to exceed that $1,500. What do you think?
I think so, too. And the top donor actually gets to do the shaving live, and right now we're at $300, I believe. That is our top.
The top donation. The one single person donated $300.
Yes,
that's awesome.
So if you want to shave his head live, you got to just beat that $300 donation here in Phoenix.
And you don't have to know how to cut hair. In fact, we encourage you, if you don't know how to cut hair, go ahead and give a big donation. You can get these scissors. Oh, actually, these might be a little bit intimidating for somebody who hasn't been. You're scared of me right now.
I mean, those are pretty sharp. So I'm
real scissors, you guys. That's funny. Oh! So we've got a ton of things coming up. We're actually gonna go into a cool video about this. Do you want to?
Yeah, but before we do that, I do want you guys to know that we had an awesome live last night with some of our senior leaders, Ken McBee and Jim Fitzsimmons. So if you didn't check that out, you probably should watch that today. They answered all of our driver questions live.
They had a ton of questions. They went a full hour just asking questions from our drivers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we actually have Ken McBee here next, but first let's go into that flow code video.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great.
You did a great job last night with Jim Fitzsimmons on the live.
Lots of questions. They were great questions.
Yes, and you guys didn't back down on answering any of them, which is awesome. I really feel like that's another unique thing about Swift. There's so much transparency, and we take those questions live. You guys answer them like you know everything.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
Didn't know, I feel like you had a really great answer. We'll look into it. And I think that transparency is priceless.
I've been around for a while. Jim and I are a little bit the older dogs.
The older dogs. Yeah, but you know what? It's not even just that you come prepared with any sort of answer. You guys are getting hit up with all sorts of off-the-wall questions.
There's lots of great questions.
Yeah. So we encourage that even during these lives as well. If you've got questions, we want to try to answer everything. And now that we've got Ken on, we can answer just about everything.
No.
Round two. No, but for real, you do so much for Swift Transportation. We were just talking about, how do you do it? And like, what projects are you working on right now?
Well, I think the easy way is how do I do it is we have a great team from our frontline staff that help all of our drivers. We're just there to support them.
Yeah.
That's really the mantra we have is there's drivers and there's driver support, right? So it's easy to support such a good group. We have our issues just like any other company, but we try and we get better and we change, and like even driver appreciation's evolved so much, right?
Yes.
Over the years. So every year we add another element, whether it's direct TV in the tents where we got football or games or gaming in the terminals, or it just all that it comes from feedback though, right?
Yes.
So that's the important thing is we need to get feedback from the drivers. We have an annual survey going on right now that we have over 3,000 submissions.
Wow.
So that's amazing, right?
That is amazing.
And just realize some of the feedback you give, it's not maybe instantaneous because it takes a little while, but we work on that. We use the annual survey to work on stuff over the year.
Yeah.
So
if they haven't taken the survey, they can still do so. It's available on the Point app, actually. It's also on the portal. It's on our bright signs. It was texted out. It went out everywhere. So make sure to take that survey.
Well, and there's great things on there, like what are 1 to 2 amenities you'd like to be add to the trucks? That's stuff that you want. So tell us, because
that's exciting.
I tell them stuff and sometimes they go, Ken, are you sure? And I want to say, yeah, 2,343 people said they want whatever that is.
Gosh, I love that, because it's not only that we're seeking feedback, but we're being held accountable by our drivers to the feedback that they're giving us.
Actionable data.
Yes.
And another way that we can provide, or drivers can provide feedback, is voice your choice. And I believe that's in this little card right here.
What's this card?
What is this? I don't know. You tell me.
I think didn't we just have a video on this?
Yes, we did.
So this is our flow codes. This is very important. We are sharing our information more than ever. So you have these on your visors. If you're in DQP, they're on your folders, they're on your tablets. The shop's putting them in your truck. So if these show up, that's where you'll see them. We also have some air fresheners coming that will be in the truck so you can scan them to give feedback. But
wow.
All kinds of places,
awesome.
Right? We want feedback everywhere. So I would just encourage you, scan these. Hey, 98% of your permits are now on this.
Wow.
So you shouldn't ever be at a DOT check station where you can't. Get this. We are only about a month away from having all truck registrations on this.
That's
so
incredible.
That's going to be good.
That is incredibly convenient for our drivers too, because I mean, it was a lot of like in-person paper exchanging kind of nonsense before with permits and registrations.
And one of the other things I think is a big one is the equipment one. So if you don't know how to set your opti idle, or hey, it's the winter time now in most places. I know it's 100 degrees here, but as you get to, exactly, using your bunk heater and all that, our shop is actively putting new videos all the time in there. So you just go in and you scan it, you pick what make you're driving. Hey, I drive an International, Kenworth, Freightliner, Volvo, whatever.
Wow.
And there's videos on how to do stuff with those specific trucks.
That's awesome. And actually, today is kind of equipment day, so we're going to have some experts from our IT department coming on, and also experts from the shop talking about our trucks. So send those questions in. We'd love to be able to answer some stuff live for you as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes.
And you know what, Ken? You're such a good sport because you've agreed to do something for our audience, everybody who's watching today.
Again?
I mean, I don't know if we've asked you like out loud yet, but you're gonna, you get to participate in something kind of big.
He's gonna demonstrate something for us later
for safety. It's a safety demonstration.
It's a safety demonstration.
I always feel like I'm being set up by you two a little bit. I don't know what it is, folks, but it should be interesting.
Interesting is a word.
It is a word, and it will be interesting.
Hey, you know what? We have some going on today, but we're going to be able to call out is so driver appreciation in Phoenix. It's probably the biggest one. It's the biggest one in our network now. We have driver appreciation at each and every one of our terminals. We're celebrating drivers everywhere. Here in Phoenix, it's so big. We've got the most drivers that come through our tent. We probably end up feeding about 5,000 people, 5,000 meals.
We're
during the
gonna
week.
serve probably close to 6,000 this
Holy
year.
cow!
Yeah.
That's incredible. So with that comes a ton of planning, ton of preparation. I mean, we start planning the day after last year's driver
We do.
appreciation, really. But
The terminals work so hard. So
Yeah.
even at a terminal level, they put so much energy and focus in to make sure this is a great driver appreciation. We're doing continental breakfast and lunch at each terminal. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, food trucks at night. So you should have seen that at all the terminals. Dedicated or doing stuff on site. I've seen pictures, even if it's Chick-fil-A and other buffets that they've had. So
Good
it's pretty
stuff.
cool.
yeah, well, we want to be able to highlight one of the main planners of this event because today is her birthday.
Yes.
We've got a birthday in the house.
We got a birthday
If you
in
don't
the
already
house.
know, Tisha Friel Dover,
I'm going to get out of the way.
in charge of our rewards and recognition program. It's your birthday. Go, Tisha. It's your birthday. I shouldn't be dancing, but I want to celebrate you. Happy birthday, Tish.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
So happy to have you on. You know, while I got you up, the reason that I always remember is also my kid's birthday today.
That's right.
My Mackie Doodlemeister, he's 25 today. Happy birthday, boy.
That's
and
right.
you guys share birthdays, so naturally we got to call this out.
And it's Ray and Gina Cruz's anniversary
Oh,
on my
you guys,
birthday.
you know what?
Right?
You guys, wait, hold on. Who is Ray Cruz?
You know that regional VP guy
That
on the West
guy.
Coast?
The guy with the really curly.
He's got the really
cool,
curly hair now. Yeah.
Cool faux hawk.
I call him Mr. Puerto Rican.
Oh,
You can't miss him. If you see him in the tent, you'll know who he is.
Oh,
yes.
thank you for getting me up here
Yes,
today.
thank you. You know what?
Thank you
It's
so
been
much
an
for-
amazing driver appreciation. We
Sure
hope
has.
that all of our drivers feel appreciated. I'm sure they do. I hope you guys do. But you know what? If it wasn't for you and your planning, we wouldn't have all
so
of
we
this.
have an amazing planning team, and I just want to give a shout out to all of our planners. But really, Tisha was the one who kept us all in line, and this couldn't be possible without
Well,
her.
I couldn't do it without an awesome team. And I'm telling you what, this year is amazing. We've gotten some incredible feedback from everyone right now. Drivers are coming up. They're loving the gift.
Yes.
We have to warn everybody, and please put this out there, do not look at the light. It will blind you. Do
Don't
not
go
look
into
at
the light. Okay, so in case you haven't made it to a terminal yet, or in case you haven't heard, the driver gift for this year
Yeah, it's a
is
headlamp.
it's an
And
LED
it's amazing.
headlamp.
It is truly
It's got like
amazing.
sensors on it too.
Yeah.
You don't even have
can
to
go
touch
like
it.
this,
Motion
and then it turns
detected.
on and off.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And it's
We love
awesome.
it.
So they're loving it. And truly, we've had so much fun with the games and everything going on. And hopefully you are at your terminal as well. This is just a fantastic year. So Tracy and I celebrated our hello headlamp.
Oh, you looked into the
We-
light.
I
Into
looked
the light,
into the
you guys.
Woo! It is a little bright. You guys see it? All right.
Did I look
It's
creepy?
awesome.
I hope I did.
So yeah, it's just been fantastic. It's been a good year. Tracy and I celebrated our year anniversary here in Phoenix.
Oh, nice.
And
That's right.
yeah, and so to kick it off with driver appreciation this week, the truck reveal, it's just been fantastic.
It has been.
We're
It's
so
been a great
happy
week.
to have you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
And
Tisha.
I'm happy to be here, and I hope that everybody is just enjoying the heck out of this week.
And you know what we've got coming up next? We've got kind of a new Swift celebrity.
Yep.
Jules Miller is going to be on with
Oh.
us in just a moment, Tish, and she's going to talk safety. But you know what? She's not like boring safety. She's like
No.
cool safety.
She makes it very fun,
She
and
makes
that's
it
what
fun and cool.
Ken McBee's going to help demonstrate.
Yeah, the
for
demonstration of the safety,
Of the safety
event.
segment.
Are we
segment.
doing
right?
a tortilla slap?
Oh, you just gave away something that was like we were trying to keep it on the down low. But
There
that's okay.
might
Cat's
be
been let out of the bag.
involved in the demonstration.
And
Well,
before-
guys, I'm going to let you guys have her. I know that there's people wanting to get up here and spend some time with you guys.
Yes, but before we go, we're going to show some thank you videos, and then we'll have Jules come on and sit with us, and we'll talk safety with Jules. We'll be right back.
Right on, guys.
Look at those guys on deck waiting to come on. Pretty excited about what's going on in here today. But hey, we've got Jules up with us.
Hello. All right.
You are a fan favorite at Swift.
I love you guys.
And you get a lot of props, and you get asked about Tortilla Challenge a lot. Can you
So
explain
there's some sort of analogy
where
that you
came
gave,
from?
right?
Oh, that's so great. So I want to say first, one of the great things about us, safety-wise, where we're at right now, we're ranking in the top 25% of carriers for our crash rating, which means
Wow.
we're outperforming 75% of the market.
Yeah.
That's just to give you an idea of where that challenge came from. Our success, I think, comes from our driving associates' skill, their dedication, and our commitment to defensive driving. And that's where the analogy really comes in with the Tortilla Slap.
So if any of you don't know what the Tortilla Challenge is and how it relates to safety, we're going to show you in just a moment. We've got some models. Can we call them models? Yeah, some models.
We have two individuals who want to demonstrate how the Tortilla Challenge works.
I can't wait to see that. But before we go into that, though, you've got some new safety initiatives that you're looking at, right? I mean, we just bragged about you being cool safety.
Cool safety. Oh boy, that's so much pressure.
I
now.
know, right?
I don't know. I mean, we're always looking at ways to improve that experience. And so, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff Jim's going to talk about that's coming up in that world. I guess another couple of things that are coming up is winter prep is coming up.
Oh, that's right. Ken mentioned that it's winter somewhere in the States, but we're not as familiar with winter here, but that's okay.
Right. Winter is coming in hot, pun intended. Yes. So chain laws are in effect across the country in a lot of places.
Wow.
Make sure you have those chains.
Okay.
Definitely only use them to get out of trouble. Don't use them to get into trouble or get through trouble. And we've also got ice cleats available everywhere. So if you don't have a set of ice cleats, make sure you get with your terminal, get some of those.
Nice. Okay.
Another thing too to be aware of, any of you that are hunters out there know that it is coming up on deer season. October and November are big times for deer strikes, so watch out for animals.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask, what is it that we should be aware of as far as ducks? Deer season.
Yeah, so
so trucks could potentially hit the deer, so they should be watching out for them.
Always keep an eye out on your surroundings. And yeah, if I were to summarize winter and deer, I'd say make sure the road and the pathways are clear. Otherwise, make sure you have your gear, and never veer for deer. Don't swerve.
Wow.
Never veer for
You're punny too.
Thank you.
Wow.
I know they won't forget that. I know I sure won't.
Hey, so we talked earlier about a safety segment that you're thinking about doing, right?
Yes, I'm
coming up,
excited about that.
where you're going to go. Is it live or videos? What is the intention?
So I definitely 100% stole the idea from Joran on the Mentor Minute.
Don't give him that credit. His head
I
is
know, right? It was an absolutely phenomenal idea.
Yeah.
So we're going to start to put together some safety segments, try to make it entertaining. Who knows, maybe I'll dress up and you'll see me in a weird costume or something and try to share some of the safety initiatives we've got going on.
Do you have flamingo pants? Because he's wearing
I
flamingo
have
pants.
seen
today.
some of the stuff that guy wears. I want to know where he shops because I am
That's
jealous.
what I told him. He's been
Jealous.
promising everyone. He's like, I'll get you some. I'll get you some. I said, I don't think you can find those anywhere
That's a
anymore.
I think there's like a
Those are
Tipsy Elves thing that he does. Yeah.
type of pants. But we were going to ask our audience if they have ideas for the safety segment.
Please.
A title for it?
A title, or what do they want to learn more about? Put it in the chat. Let us know what you want us to call it. What do you want it to see in it? What do you want to see Jules do? What should she dress up as?
I'm
Let
down
us
to
know.
clown, you guys. Let's
Down
do
to
it.
clown. I love it. It's like you're a poet.
I know. And I
Talking
didn't even know
about
it.
You did. There you go.
being down to clown. I hope those are people for the Tortilla Challenge are getting ready to demonstrate.
Oh, are they ready over there, you guys?
They're
Let's
prepping.
see. So, okay, tell us now. We really need to understand this analogy because there are people out there that don't know what the Tortilla Challenge is.
Great. Okay.
Right?
So the idea is you play rock, paper, scissors. Your mouth is usually full of water just for added effect. Whoever loses at rock, paper, scissors is going to get swung at with the tortilla. So the way that relates
Wait,
to
swung at or smacked?
smack you right
Okay.
outside the face. That's the idea, but that's how it relates to defensive driving. So
Oh.
SIFT, the principles of defensive driving, scan, identify, predict, determine, and execute. there's a difference between an at-fault collision and a preventable collision. And our goal is never to be involved in a collision in the first place. So we use defensive driving to make sure that we can accomplish that goal, right? So with this challenge, your options are, well, if you lose at rock, paper, scissors, that person who wins is going to be the person that is at fault for that tortilla's collision with your face, right? They're causing it. They're swinging the tortilla. They're going to be the one causing that accident, right?
I can't tell you how happy I am that this is going to be in demonstration.
I'm so excited.
And I'm so happy that you're correlating it to safety.
Yes.
Yes.
You got to keep it interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Relatable.
So we've got Ken McBee, our Senior VP of Retention, who you just met,
Yep.
right? And one of our drivers, Ken, who is an OTR driver here out of Phoenix, have agreed to do this demonstration. And that's where we're panning to right now. Ooh, I
Boy, this
can't
is going to be
wait.
good.
And Ken W, our driver, said he was doing this to represent refrigerated. So
Let's go refrigerated.
Okay.
refrigerated.
All right,
Refrigerated versus Ken McBee.
Those are some big tortillas. All right, you guys, fill up with that water. I think they got the water in their mouths now.
They have to
And-
play rock, paper, scissors.
There's so much preparation involved. This is no joke, you guys. This is serious business. Look at them. Look at their cheeks. Oh gosh. I don't know if they're gonna make it even without a slap.
I think he's just gonna go for it. Oh
No,
my God.
no,
Oh
no.
my
Wrong,
God.
wrong. Hold it together, Ken. Hold it together.
Scan the room. Identify that tortilla.
Ah,
Let's see.
all right. Water in. All right. No swallowing. They gotta keep it in their mouth.
Oh,
1,
rock,
2,
paper,
3. Oh! You guys slap. Go for
Let's
it.
see.
They're both. Oh, he doesn't. Did he swallow
More
his
water.
water? Come on.
What is it? 2 out of 3? Oh, it's 2 out of 3.
They got to get their rhythm right.
Oh.
They're on the
I-
same
I-
wavelength. That's
I
great.
feel
There
like.
it goes.
Oh!
Oh, what a pro! He kept his water in. Oh, no!
I was
Come on,
waiting
we
for
really
him
got
to
to
spit
feel
it
his
all
smack.
Oh.
out. Give him a good one. Come on.
Make him feel it.
They've got an
Oh,
audience
they-
now. They've
let's-
got an audience going.
Oh! Slapped with such force that the tortilla tore in half, you guys. This is amazing.
The tortilla is suffering.
There we go. We
Nobody's
got a
wet yet.
Wow. What?
We got
I
it.
expected somebody to be cruising by now.
It's all. Would you say that this is like safe driving right now?
Well, nobody has avoided the situation yet. I'm waiting for somebody to duck out of the way. Recognize that
Oh,
risk. Duck
nobody's
out of the
ducked.
way,
They're
bow
just-
out of the game.
they're just-
Recognize the risk.
If they were.
They are so polite with each other. I feel like this is like a Canadian standoff.
Yeah.
They're never
both
gonna.
being polite.
Nobody's going to get wet. Where's the?
Come on.
Yeah, there we got a good one.
Oh. That was it.
You know, I was ready to intervene if they were gonna crash soon. I mean,
No, I was ready to go down there.
that
myself.
was the most polite version of the tortilla slap that I've ever
Would
seen.
you have been more aggressive with it?
I mean, I'm a pretty aggressive person. I brought a bottle of water up so I could toss it at them. Fortunately, I didn't have to. So,
Right.
Jules,
Kept it professional.
look at, we're being called out. Oh,
Oh.
Yes.
oh man.
Maybe at the end.
Yeah.
We can demonstrate what a proper
Right.
tortilla
I mean, it
challenge
just
is.
wouldn't be professional if we came on with everybody else soaking wet.
And I might take some of Jules' tips, just being defensive. And
Yeah, just
blocking.
yeah, and I could duck.
This is
And
gonna be in
actually,
the outtakes later.
oh gosh. Well, Jules, thank you so much for coming on with
Thank you for
us.
having me.
And hey, don't forget, it's chain law season, right? Everybody,
out for deers.
have your chains on. Watch out for deers. Ooh, what do we got going on over there?
Oh, Chewbacca is
Chewbacca?
in the house.
Chewbacca needs a haircut.
And
Let's.
look, that's Ray Cruz right there.
Oh, well,
mentioned
he
him
just
before.
ducked out.
You do really well. At the
Wow, I
tortilla
can't-
challenge.
I
You
just
got
really-
some
never
fat.
know. Yep, you never know,
Never
what's
know
gonna
who's
happen
coming.
in the tent.
I'm a little excited. I'm a little starstruck right now.
Wow.
Oh, Chewy! Let's hear. Oh, God. I feel blessed right now. Thank you, Chewy, for coming to say hi. Next time you got to participate in the tortilla challenge. Yeah, we can cut out those mats. Or do you want a haircut? We got scissors for you. No. Sorry. All right, you guys. Up next, we're gonna talk with John Bierman and Jim Field about some, technologies. But before we get into it, we have our Freight Box video with Dave Jackson.
And I'm excited to share with you a few updates on trailers. We are determined to become more efficient, to make it easier for you to find a trailer in particular. We have made massive investments in trailers. The biggest by far is the fact that we're running thousands more trailers than we normally would with the number of trucks that we have. Also, over the last few years, we have invested heavily in making sure that each one of these trailers has the ability to be tracked. And in many cases, we have a load sensor to tell us whether it's loaded or empty. This technology that takes the data that tells us where the trailer is and what the status of the trailer is and allows us to assign the most optimal trailer to the right driver is referred to as Freight Box. In the coming weeks and months, you will notice a new logo on all of our trailers. And that logo is the Freight Box logo. That Freight Box logo tells you that's a trailer that is not only trackable, but also is connected to our system so that we can optimize and hopefully make the process much more efficient for you to find a trailer with less downtime, less empty miles, and hopefully less frustration. In addition to the Freight Box logo, you'll also begin to notice QR codes that are positioned around the trailer. These will be used over time and in the future. These QR codes, we hope, will help further simplify the process of you connecting to a trailer. So what does this mean for you right now? As we continue to test this program, we've given access to many driver managers and driver leaders to be able to go in and pinpoint the nearest trailer to where you are to help you find an empty. And when I say pinpoint, what I mean is literally pinpoint on a GPS map, and they can send you very specific directions as to exactly where that trailer is. Is it free of any maintenance defect? Is it unloaded? Is it already committed in a trailer pool, or is it truly available? It definitely is not perfect, but we're convinced that it's progress from where we are today. The ultimate goal is that through the Freight Box technology, you can directly find the nearest trailer without having to go through a driver leader or a driver manager. Thank you for your patience in advance as we move through this and try and take this to the ultimate level that we know we can do with this technology. We welcome your feedback, and we deeply appreciate all of your hard work and the wonderful way in which you represent our brand. Thank you for all you do.
Hey, and we're back, everybody. And Chewbacca, you cleaned up nicely.
There you go.
Thank you for letting us give you a haircut.
It was good.
Yeah, nice job.
Cools me off in the summer.
Well, okay, we're so excited to have you on because you guys are kind of the technology experts here at Swift. But can you please introduce yourselves? Go ahead. We'll start with you.
All right. Name's John Bierman. Been at the company about 2 years, a little over 2 years. Current role is I'm the Chief Technology Officer, working with Mike Rachinsky and Jim and a number of other very talented engineers.
Yeah, you sure do. You got a great team. Okay, and how about you?
Jim Field, Vice President of Mobilecom Technologies, been with the company about 10 years now. So really in my role, what I'm overseeing is the relationship with Zonar and with the point team. So I take a lot of the driver feedback and I work with those things to get things resolved and make sure our in-cab tablet is dialed.
That's awesome. You guys have huge, important roles here at Swift. And I know there has been so much buzz about all these technologies that you guys just talked about. And last night, in fact, Ken McBee and Jim Fitzsimmons did a live event where we got a ton of drivers asking live questions that they answered on live as well. Lots of questions about Freight Box. So that is kind of your baby, right, John?
Yeah, I've been at the company, like I said, about 2 years, and about a year and a half ago or so, a little less than a year and a half ago, I was asked to come in and try to help a little bit with kind of the trailer management. There's already a fantastic group doing some work related to that. And what we're building now, I'm excited about.
Yeah, there's a ton of excitement about it. Lots of questions have been coming through. Oh, look at this. We got a comment about it. I like the Freight Box plan. I see Walmart DCs have so many just full pallets. This would come in handy when needing an empty. That's great. That's great because we want people to be excited about it. We want our drivers to be excited about this technology.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, and because we've had so many questions come in, how do you feel about maybe after this week coming on and maybe talking some more in depth?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
Cool. That'd be cool. Thank you.
And real quick on that too. So the thing that's nice, so I know all of our drivers are familiar with Point that we have on the tablets, then on their mobile phones as well with the mobile app. That app gives us the opportunity and the advantage of being able to take the Freightbox technology and wrap it and pull it into the Point app, so it's a seamless experience for our drivers. So you don't have to have separate apps. Since we have that flexibility with Point, we can pull Freightbox right into that.
I love it. So you guys work very closely together, work in tandem to make sure that our technologies blend together to make an easier experience for our drivers, right?
Absolutely.
One key piece of that is the in-cab experience on the tablet, and then the quality on the phone, the mobile phone. So you get those same Freightbox experiences that they're used to with, or that they're going to be used to as we use it more as we release it.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And look at, we've got a Zonar table set up here inside of the Phoenix Driver Appreciation. Look at those guys promoting Zonar. Now, Jim, can you talk to us a little bit more about Zonar and what's the difference between Zonar and Point?
Yeah, so Zonar, and everyone calls the whole tablet solution Zonar, right? Okay. And that's because we log in as Zonar. That's our compliance piece. So the ELD, we use it for inspections. But then and that's Zonar, the company compliance. But then we have Point, which is actually a Swift app. And then everything else that we do is through Point. And that's where, rather than being a separate app, that's something that we control. And then that's what gives us the ability to have to make changes quickly. And then also when we have new ideas like Freightbox and others, we can pull it into that technology quickly.
That's awesome. And I know between the both of you, you guys have put a bunch of videos, a bunch of training and educational videos as far as these technologies go, and you can visit the Swift University to get all these classes, right?
Yeah, and I will say this too. So spent a lot of the week here talking to drivers, getting feedback about Zonar and Point, because it was a little rough start, right? And the transition was a little rocky, and there's a learning curve. There are some issues we need to resolve, but we're committed to this technology, and we're going to keep making it better. And one of the things, a lot of what I've heard from drivers are issues that have already been resolved and have been much better, and we're getting really positive feedback from drivers. So I want to encourage a lot of our drivers, if you've kind of given up maybe on the navigation and using another solution, come back and check it out now, because the drivers we've talked to, we're getting really good results and we're getting really good feedback. And there's some features that I think a lot of drivers don't know about. We put videos. I'm going to put a training video back on the app today up at the top. It'll be easy to see, because there's like POIs with points of interest where you can add in the truck stops to your in your check planning phase. A lot of things that drivers aren't taking advantage of or don't even know about. So I'm going to repost that video. It'll be on the app today.
Oh, that's so helpful. I'm glad you said that too, because this is going to be ongoing. There's just constant changes, constant learning involved, right?
Yes.
I mean, there's always progression, and I love that you came in here to get that one-on-one feedback, face-to-face feedback from drivers on the technology, because and we were talking about that earlier with Ken McBee on about how we're always taking feedback from our drivers, but not only do we take the feedback, we do something about it, we test it out.
Absolutely.
We're held accountable to that feedback, and you guys do so much to support our drivers with the technologies. I mean, I'm so grateful that you guys are here, and I realize that there is a lot of change, but people are catching on.
Yeah.
We've got drivers out there teaching other drivers how to use this equipment.
A lot of positive feedback, and I will encourage our drivers, if something's not working for you, if it's not working right, or that's not okay, right? It's not just don't say, well, it doesn't work. No, we need to fix that. So there's plenty of ways to do that. The easiest way, go to the menu on Point. There's a feedback menu item. Click on that. There's a feedback page. You open it up, it walks you through, you fill it out. That comes right to our team, and we can jump on it right away.
That's awesome. And the same as John. I asked John if you would be willing to come on.
Always.
Maybe not during driver appreciation to talk about these specifically, but so that there's a focus on your technologies that our drivers can ask live questions about, because I know that those are coming in all the time. Plus, when we get new drivers coming in, when we have students that we're training, it's all fresh for them as well. Yeah. So,
and a lot of those changes too, we want to communicate frequently. Like right now with with the Zonar piece, we're noticing a lot of disconnects and reconnects that are generating UDLs. It's a big frustration and pain point for the drivers. But we have updates that are coming out right now that are helping. And so the more we can communicate, have drivers ask those questions, we get updates of where we're at in the process. Everyone wins that way.
That's awesome. So you know what? I want to ask this because it is Transportation Week. Everything that you guys do, I know, is geared specifically towards helping our drivers. But I know that you both have had intimate conversations with drivers, and you've got some history as far as drivers go. Can you tell us a little bit about your background with driving?
Yeah, so my dad's a 20-year veteran of the Air Force. So when he got out of the Air Force, he became an entrepreneur, owned his own companies for about 15 years, and then the tail end of his career, he became a driver. He actually drove for night transportation and for a number of years.
So it's in your blood.
It's in the blood. Yes, it's in the blood.
Yeah.
And about a month and a half ago or so, did a ride along with the driver, Everett, local here in Phoenix.
Shout out to Everett.
Shout out to Everett. It's awesome. We drove up to Flagstaff, and as I came back from that ride along with him, I tell you, it was incredibly eye-opening.
Yeah.
There's something about sitting in a truck. I'm used to sitting in front of a computer still for 10 hours a day, right? But when you're sitting in front of a truck, constantly moving around, and drivers around you that maybe don't show the most respect that should be shown.
That's a problem. It's reality.
100%. Yeah. So as I came back, something that Jim said about the ease of use of these tools that we build, I mean, our whole intention right now, 100%, is to make tools that make a difference.
That's awesome.
That are easy to use. There's a reason why you can hand an iPhone to a 2-year-old, because it's easy to use, right? Our tooling that we build need to have that same principle.
I love that. And the fact that you're in the truck to really experience that, because it helps you to go back to your development and really include everything that you've learned and get that feedback from the drivers. And Jim, you also had some stories about driving, right?
Gosh, a lot of stories, because I've been in multiple ride-alongs. I can't even count how many, and there's so many drivers. It's really one of the things I enjoy most about my job is being able to get feedback from the drivers, work together. Just one driver I have to mention, because he's been such a big part of what we've done, is Glenn Johnson. He has multiple tablets set up, and he gives us feedback. It's been invaluable as we move forward. So he's just been fantastic. And there's a feedback that came in through the app last night. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it, but it's so new. I don't even have the names with me, but it came through. There was a driver that gave a shout out to one of our operations personnel. They were stuck. Their fuel card wasn't working right. It was late at night, and this operations personnel helped them out. It was a whole paragraph of positive feedback on our people and our teams working together to help this driver out. He was so grateful. It was great for me to see that come through the app and be able to pass that on so those people can be recognized.
That's awesome. I love that. I love to hear that. Yeah. And here's the thing. We're trying to appreciate our drivers as much as we can every day. We're doing it as a focus this week, but we want that continued appreciation. And what you were saying, John, about it's being eye-opening, being on the road, doing a drive along with the driver. Yeah, one of the things that we've heard from our drivers this week is that they just want some respect down on the road. Make room for them on the road. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you guys, thank you so much for coming on to talk technology with us. We're actually going to cut into Jordan Bean, who's out at our Top Gun Center right now at the Academy. And but as he's out there, I'm not sure if he hears us right now, and he's walking out there, but
he does.
Before you go into anything, Jordan, can you go ahead and pan down and show off these awesome
They're fantastic.
pants? These are flamingo pants.
There you go.
Jordan Bean.
It's a confident man right there.
A fashion icon
Yeah.
at Swift Transportation.
Yeah.
Thank you for Jordan being yourself, your awesome self. But yeah, what are we looking out there? What are we looking at out there for Top Gun, Jordan?
can't hear Doran, but he looks great out there. So we love you. We'll come back to you later.
Oh, you can't hear us? Can you hear us now?
Anyways, we're here. We can hear you now. Look at that.
Okay.
So,
What we were just dancing. We just wanted to, we had a planned routine.
That's it. So you guys saw the moves we got, right?
The short version is we do a lot of backing maneuvers. He was talking about trailers. Give us the trailer piece one more.
Yeah, what we do is we teach our students how to create commands in trailers. It's all about the angle. It's all about controlling the trailer. If you cannot control the trailer, you cannot put it in a spot where it needs to be. Taking into consideration our top 3 preventable accidents is backing, right turns, left turns. So what we do is we take this monstrosity of a vehicle, approximately 73 feet long, and we teach these guys how to control this stuff. Ultimately, what we see is the final result. Our students come up out of Top Gun. They have more retention. They have less accidents. They got more miles and more concept of how to manipulate this vehicle. This is what we do at Top Gun Driver Academy.
You heard it right here. Our whole objective when we train drivers is making them safe, capable, and confident. We're excited to train drivers. We do it every day, and we're pretty good at it.
Yes, we are.
I'm proud of our program. So definitely, hey, back to you guys.
and we're back. Thanks, Joran, for that. That was great. I'm here with Charlie and Jeff from Contractors Corner. I know we had a few questions in the chat in the last few days about what they do, who they are. They're here set up in the tent. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you do?
So Contractors Corner, what we do is we're coaching guys, brand new contractors who are struggling, things like that. Jeff and I have been at this for about 15 years each. We had to figure out how to do all these things on our own, make all these mistakes, and they cost a lot of money. So what we do is we try to coach guys and solve their problems ahead of time before they make all the mistakes that we've already made. And so now what we do is we have a video that we run every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And basically we get together. We've got a large group on the Facebook and things like that. And we have a live video, so we're giving updates as far as things like that. We have a fuel card that we negotiated on our own, saving guys tons of money. I mean, it's all about the bottom line. It really is, you know, and we're trying to teach people how to get the best bottom line they can.
That's great. And where can they watch this video?
So if you just do a simple search on YouTube for Swift Contractors Corner, you'll find us there.
Swift Contractors Corner.
You can find us on Facebook. If you're an actual contractor, a legitimate, verifiable contractor, you can find us on Facebook in a Contractors Corner Consulting Group. You have to have a driver code that's an active driver code, and we can let you in the group that way. If not, you can always catch us on Swift Family and the Employee Group on Facebook, or we're real active on the Swift Drivers official page as well.
That's right. So these guys actually help to manage one of our official Swift Friends family and friends.
And employees, right.
And employees group. So if you go to our page and you're actually a friend, family, or employee of Swift, you can join that group there.
Absolutely.
And what type of information do you share with drivers on your channel that helps them save money and helps them stay safe out on the road?
Well, what we do is we do a lot of how-to videos. Like we just shot a video out in the parking lot today. We
just changed an airbag on my truck right out there in the parking lot. We shot video to show people this is actually really like a roadside repair. You don't need to pay a shop, $120 an hour to do it. Stuff like that. We go over, the first thing we do on the show every week is we go over the surcharge. Why is the fuel surcharge what it is? And how is that affecting our bottom line? And then we really just answer contractors' questions. What do you guys want to know? What are you struggling with? Let's get you with the right people, or we'll just offline, give us a call and we'll go through your business step by step and see how you can do better. Because like we said, we didn't have social media. We're old. Right? You guys can't tell. We're old. And we didn't have a support network really when we started. So that's what we built.
Well, I appreciate what you guys are doing. I think our drivers appreciate it. And actually, we've been promoting Brett getting his hair shaved for social media all week. And it actually came out of one of your lives.
It was actually our 1 year anniversary show that we got them locked in on it.
Wow.
It was so much fun. Oh my God. I don't remember that show. I had neck surgery that day, that morning. I don't really remember the show except for that part of that show. Yes.
When they told me that he had agreed to shave his head off for charity on your show, I honestly couldn't believe it.
Oh,
so it's so great. I mean, we have the sisters here ready to go for him.
Yes.
We're super excited. And we just wanted to have you on so that you could talk a little bit about your show. And honestly, thank you, because you guys have been helping us a ton. We're even using their hotspot as we speak because they're in the tent right now and they're helping us with our internet connection. So we appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Seriously. For sure. And we have a video for Swift Charities up next so that people can see what they're donating to.
That's great.
Awesome.
My name is Jim Stone. I'm the Executive Director of Swift Charities. Swift Charities started in 2004, and I've been actively engaged ever since. Swift Charities has three components. We want to have the ability to help our employees when they have a medical situation, a death in the family, or there's a natural disaster. We also want to help our families with scholarships for their children when they go to a post-secondary education or to college. Swift Charities also has a community grant component, so we encourage our employees across the country to get involved in their communities and volunteer at local organizations.
Wherever a terminal is housed, we really encourage our employees to give back to our communities, because not only does it make it better for them to live in, but it makes a better stance for Swift transportation nationwide.
Well, I work with a program on the west side of Phoenix called West Side Recreational Program. I have been working with Swift Charities for the last 10 years, and they have helped underprivileged children, low-income families at Christmas time, and Swift Charities is very beneficial for them. It helps them succeed. It gives out scholarships. It gives out Christmas presents. It's just a well-rounded charity, and it helps that organization quite often.
So the employee assistance portion of the charity, super passionate about that. Having been touched by that over 12 years ago is really what inspired me to get involved in Swift Charities. I had applied for the grant after a house fire, and upon receiving that generous gift was really able to make a difference in my life and in my kids' life getting through that. Shortly thereafter, meeting with Jim and deciding how I can get involved in the charity, one of the first things I did was hop on that employee assistance board.
One of the benefits of Swift Charities is it's drivers helping drivers or employees helping employees. Swift Charities has helped me several times in my career here. There's always something that comes up in your life, whether it be an illness, family illness, some type of thing that puts you off the road for a while, and Swift Charities is here to help.
So when my daughter was about to graduate from high school and we're looking into the next colleges or community colleges ahead, I made it her responsibility that she needs to, get her own tuition and pay for it. And all I mentioned is Swift Charities to her. It was so simple that she looked it up, found it, and I didn't help her, didn't walk through it, didn't sit there, and she had it done. And when I went back and said, hey, did you ever look into that? She was kind of like, yeah, Dad, they're actually helping me. And I was like, what? She followed up with it the next year and got it again. So they helped her out for the last 2 years, and it's been really great.
I just think that Swift Charities is an incredible organization. And now we're teaming up with Children's Miracle Network, and I just think it's so worth it. Right? I mean, I would hope that I would have somewhere to go and someone to ask for help if I needed it. And I know for a fact that Swift Charities would do that for us. And I know that the other board members would, lend a hand and be there to do whatever we could do to help our communities across the country, not just here in Phoenix, but everywhere. So I just think it's an amazing organization, and I'm so happy to be on the board now and serve with my other peers, right? And we get to make a difference.
I It is important to note that over the past 5 years, we have seen an 11% decrease in donor participation. Certainly doesn't have to stay that way. You know, with all of the giving campaigns that we have year-round, just reminding our employees that the power of $1 a week is really what the original vision of this charity was all about. If every driver, every office employee, and every shop employee gives $1 a week with the Swift Charities match, we can literally raise millions of dollars, with almost all of that going directly back to our employees, their families, their kids going to school, and the communities that we serve.
We have to have enough people engaged in this through their payroll contribution to keep Swift Charities sustainable. And the work that we do at Swift Charities doesn't happen alone. We have help and support from our executives, and they've always been very supportive, and I've always said that what we've been able to do at Swift Charities is because of the corporate support, and it starts at the top. And so I've been always grateful for that support and that cooperative relationship that we have with Swift. Even though Swift Charities is a separate charitable entity, the company has always been there, and we've always had a really good working relationship, and it's always been about our employees and how to support one another.
I mean, to me, I get emotional about it, so it's just important that people give, right? You give back when you can give back, and you take care of people. And I think that's what we should stand for. We take care of these drivers that are out there on the road every day. We take care of our families internally when they need the assistance. So I think it makes our culture better. It truly is a family feel, and that's how it should be.
Man, our Swift Charities, they're just so awesome. Like, just to be a part of that, it's a really great thing that we have here at Swift. Hey, you guys, I'm so happy to have you two here. We're about to talk trucks, everybody. I can't wait. So, please introduce yourselves. Let's go ahead and start right here.
So I'm Mark Kennedy. I'm the Corporate Director of Equipment for Knight Swift Transportation.
Okay.
Been at Swift for 30 years.
Ooh, 30 years. Yeah.
Long time, guys.
Yeah.
I'm old.
How about you over there?
I'm Tim Burks. I'm our Vice President of Body Shop Operations and Fuel, and I've been with Swift for about 32 years.
Holy cow. This really takes it up a notch, because I got to tell you, when we start talking trucks, we get so many questions, so many responses, and we want to hear that, right? I mean, that's what you guys are really here for.
Absolutely.
We want to encourage all of you drivers out there to ask anything to these two about the equipment that we've got, the trucks that we've got. So we actually did a walkthrough with Ron Snow on Tuesday, went through each truck, and we're going to do something similar. But why don't you guys tell me some of the things that are different about what you talk about today?
So, I mean, Ron did a great job of giving a demo of kind of each truck.
Yeah.
Right? So everyone's got an opportunity to see the trucks. We want to be able to answer questions about the trucks that you may have out there. So we'll explain some things on the trucks, but we really want to be able to answer questions that you may have.
All right, excellent. So get those comments in. We want to see your questions. So I think we're going to start off again looking at the Freightliner. This is the 2023 Freightliner, right?
Yep, 2023.
Yeah, look at that exterior. So it's a beautiful color, and they're out here in our yard idling, and people can go in and out of them right now, right? Yep. So they can check them out.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, we encourage you to come out, take a look at the trucks, see what they look like. So what's cool about this Freightliner, you guys?
So a couple of big things that changed this year. We added front air disc brakes to the trucks, LED headlights.
Okay.
All of the trucks have the air dump valve. That was a big need that, or want that the drivers
That was something
wanted.
that we got feedback on
That was
actually in
feedback
surveys.
That was the biggest item that our drivers wanted was the dump valve.
Okay.
So, and we heard your voices, so we added it back. Functionality, not a whole the Detroit insurance system on it. A lot better, better software. A lot less false events. So drivers will like that.
What can you describe the false events and how that affects our drivers?
So a false event would be where the driver's driving along and he goes under an overpass. Maybe he's cresting a hill and the radar sees that. It's the manufacturers call it a unintended event, and so it's, you know, drivers, it's a false event to them, and that's what I tell them. Hey, it happened.
Okay.
And so what the driver's going to experience typically is the truck will take away throttle.
Okay.
And that's alarming to them. I understand that, but that's all it should do. It shouldn't really get into the brakes or anything like that.
Okay.
They've made a lot of adjustments to that over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. Yeah. You know, Freightliner is probably one of our more popular trucks too that we have on our fleet. So can you talk about why we got the 4? We do Freightliner, Volvo, International, Kenworth. Why do we have those 4 specifically?
So really, when you look at it, and Mark can answer it probably a little bit better than me, but number one, we want to have options that are out there. We realize that each different, driver may want something different. So we're always going to have at least 4 trucks within our fleet. But I'll let Mark talk to some of the supply constraints we've had this year.
Oh, yeah.
So this year, and last year, things got mixed up a little bit. So I'll let Mark talk about that.
Yeah, and
we're still seeing residual from COVID.
Yeah,
right?
we're probably just on truck deliveries. We're, depending on the manufacturer, we're 60 days behind.
Wow.
And so,
okay.
just computer chips, that's a big problem. Some trucks have 9 or 10 computers in them, and they have multiple chips in them. So that really slows down the production. But as far as why do we have 4? If you've never heard the phrase, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Well, we're the same way. If you look at a truck, manufacturers, they're always tweaking their trucks, making improvements. And sometimes they take a couple steps backwards and there's problems. Well, we don't want to have, 5,000 trucks with that problem. So we mix it up.
Sense.
So if you do,
we're always rotating.
You're rotating it, and it just makes it a lot more variety for drivers too. Drivers have their particular trucks they like for whatever reason. And, depending on your fleet, Knight has a lot of their particular trucks that they like. Swift has, and a lot of that's driven because that's what they've had. The drivers have the most experience with them. So that's what they like.
Yeah.
We've gotten used to them.
Yeah. So here's a big question. Do you want a tiny home on wheels? I don't know if this would be considered tiny. This is definitely, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, maybe it's because I'm only 5'2".
I'd say it's like a micro home almost. Tiny homes are probably twice as big as a sleeper.
Right. I mean, you look at it.
This looks massive to me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
There's so much storage in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to put all your gear. One of the things that we want to do when we spec the trucks is we want to make sure it's comfortable for the driver.
Yes,
we want to make sure they've got room to put all their gear and that they're going to be able to live in that, because we know they're going to be on the road weeks at a time, sometimes months at a time. So, I mean, that's why we've got a refrigerator in every truck.
Yes,
we've got
that's
inverters in every truck. We've got heaters. We've got idle systems in every truck so that the driver can be as comfortable as possible.
They're all set
like
up for
having home
microwaves.
conveniences in their truck.
They're all set up for microwaves.
Exactly.
What are we looking at right now, you guys?
That's a Volvo.
That's the Volvo, the 2023 Volvo.
Yeah, VNL 6 or 760.
Yep.
That's so technical, Tim. So what's cool about the Volvo here?
So Volvos have
Shiny.
They've got LED headlights. So that's another thing. All trucks next year will have LED headlights, except for Kenworth. We're not there yet, but we're working on that.
Okay.
That was
let's revisit that when we go through the Kenworth.
On the Volvos, so they have the LED headlights. They have front air disc brakes. They've got the refrigerator, tall, skinny refrigerator. Their TV mount is a little bit different than all the other brands. Their TV mount is mounted kind of in between the upper and the lower bunk.
Okay.
Still visible by both people if they're in the upper or lower bunk.
Okay.
But
that's right. These trucks are equipped to have teams or a mentor student, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The one thing I will say that Volvo has done that's a little bit different than the others is they have the adjustable cup holders for the driver's area. So you can move those cup holders however you want.
Yeah, right there.
That's
They're
pretty
showing
cool.
them right
there. They're all
nice.
adjustable.
Yep.
So these expand out, is what you're saying?
Well, no, you can just keep it moving.
There's like a rail there. You reach up underneath it and you release it, lift
and
it
you
up.
can slide it.
Yep.
Nice. I'd love to have that in my Highlander.
Yeah, it makes it pretty nice. And then they have that nice little cell phone
there you
shelf
go.
there as
Ah.
well, where you can set your cell phone.
Yep.
Okay.
So makes it pretty nice.
God, look at that dash, how it kind of curls
Yep.
around. It's like a real captain's seat.
Yeah, all the OEs have done a really good job of keeping all the controls within reach for the driver. And they're each a little bit different, but there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, that's right.
But Volvo's also got a ton of little storage pockets where you can put different things like wallets, keys, all of that without a bunch of doors.
I love compartments.
Right.
Yeah,
There's a lot
can they
of
hear us? Can they hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us out there.
If you go to the right on the driver's side on the sleeper bunk there, in the sleeper area, there's a
sleeper area?
little tablet on the wall. That's the Smart Drive system.
That's
or the
correct.
Idle
that one
Smart
right
system.
Idle Smart.
Idle
Okay.
Smart will help you reduce your idle and maintain comfort. So
Okay.
that's not. We've had that for a few years, but just want to make sure everybody.
Is that specific to the Volvo?
Volvo has that brand, but
Uh-huh.
all of the other manufacturers have their own system for idle control.
Nice.
And they all work just like your thermostat at home. You set your desired temperature, and the truck will start and stop as need be based off of that temperature.
Yeah,
That's super cool.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention on those systems, if you're out there on the road and you're setting it up, one thing you want to try to avoid is setting it to the coldest temperature because the truck's trying to get to that temperature, and if it never gets there, sometimes it times out and it causes problems. So you want to set it at a comfortable temperature.
Ideally, somewhere between like 72, 74 degrees in that area. It's great. Anything above that, some people like it 74.
Yeah, and
But
then
72, 74.
Once you get to that temperature, maybe you can bump it down a little bit, but you want to work your way to that colder temperature. You don't want to try to demand it all at once.
That's good advice. That's good advice. I mean, I'm sure you guys get questions and comments from drivers all the time about idle, right? And just staying cooler, especially here in Arizona. I mean, apparently it's winter in other states right now, but we're still hot.
And when you look at we want the drivers to be 100% comfortable to get their rest, right?
Yes.
So that's why we put the idle systems on the truck. When we ask drivers or we talk about controlling idle, it's all the other times that you're not getting the rest and you're not, it is when we want the truck off. So like if you're in doing your laundry, getting dinner, taking a shower, seeing a movie, don't leave the truck on, shut it off.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
All right, so let's take a look at the International now. That 2023 International, really pretty.
So,
that is a good truck.
That is
Good looking truck.
real pretty
it kind of
truck.
looks like the Starship Enterprise a little bit when you look at the very top of that truck.
Yeah.
Very,
I love
very
that.
aerodynamic. Very
I love that
aerodynamic
description.
truck.
You guys want a rolling spaceship? This is for you.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of changes this year on this truck. Front air disc brakes.
Okay.
Some of the earlier 2023s have halogens, but we switched those to LED. One of the other things that we changed is the mud flap brackets. We're having problems with the mud flap brackets breaking. Those bar style mud flap brackets, we're changing those to the tubular style. So that'll
What does that do?
so it's really, so those brackets break, and then if the driver's bobtailing, that's illegal. They have to go to the shop and get that replaced.
Okay.
This will help increase uptime with the driver.
So the tubular style just doesn't vibrate and bounce as much.
Yeah.
And it won't break.
The Volvos have it, and the Kenworths have it already.
Okay. Yeah, this is good because you know what? We've got a lot of people who tune in who are either becoming a driver, they're a student, they're just going through to get their CDL. This is so exciting as a driver to be able to look at these trucks and see they're gorgeous for one thing, but we really do keep up with our trucks and our fleet, don't we?
We do. We don't like to run anything more than 4 or 5 years if we absolutely have to. Ideally, we want to be around that 3.5 year range. You know, one of the things on the International I wanted to point out too is they have a much larger sleeper window. and the sleeper on both sides of the truck than the other trucks do.
So the window, so you can look out like.
Absolutely,
Right
you
there.
can look at
Oh,
how
okay.
big that window is.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it just gives you, so that if you're sitting in there and maybe it's raining or whatever outside,
You
want
wanna
to
see the
see it,
rain?
you can see it. You don't have to peek through a little hole. You've actually got a nice
Tim,
window.
you
in
sound like you like the cozy mood.
What's that?
The cozy mood of the International.
Look, I like all of our trucks, but they all have their perks for sure.
So my question is though, with those windows, do they come with drapes or can you install drapes? How do they do
They have
that?
little curtains that come over them, yep.
Oh, nice.
That you can cover them up with.
I'm real curious about drapery while we're talking about trucks, but this is really, really nice.
And then there's a control panel right there. That's for the comfort control features for the International as well. Right. So it works very similar to the opt-idle system, a little bit different than the one that you just seen in the Volvo.
Okay.
There's no screen. It's just button controls on it.
Okay.
Right.
And that's really just kind of a style of that make, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
correct.
they all have their own style.
That's their design.
Right. And that's a lot of the feedback that we get because every driver seems to have their own preference.
They do.
With their trucks.
Right.
Whether it's the make or the year of the make,
Right.
they have their preferences. So
One thing I'll say about the Internationals, there's Swift had a lot of problems with Internationals years past. And International's done a lot to remedy those issues. And it's a lot better truck today.
So that's a great point that Mark brings up, right? Because we've had feedback from drivers before that they don't think the Internationals are reliable as the other brands.
Okay.
And at one point in time, that was a true statement. But what happens in the background is every time we see those issues happening, we're constantly working with the OEs and engineers to fix those issues, right?
That's so great.
And anytime you have a new release come out, there's always going to be problems with it. Doesn't matter if it's International, Freightliner, Volvo, Kenworth, Mack, doesn't matter. There's going to be bugs. And so we work with them to fix those bugs, and they've done a great job of improving the overall quality of that truck.
And there's something new that you guys just recently have started doing, maybe within the last year or something. You have like a flow code in each truck, right? To help drivers understand their truck that they're driving.
And that's the important thing, guys. Please go out, click on the equipment tab. All the trucks are right there. All the information you need to know for your truck, you'll be able to find there. And I'm telling you that it's so quick and easy. You just scan it and boom, it's there.
And you can learn all about the truck that you're driving.
Absolutely.
And if there's stuff that you don't know about and we didn't cover it in that, let us know.
Please.
And we can get that content out there.
Absolutely. We do want to hear from you. Okay, so we always keep the Kenworth for last. So yesterday we brought in our line of business owners, and Mark Deere and Jim Fitzsimmons did this Freight Feud. And one of the survey questions was, what is your favorite truck? And by far, by a landslide, Kenworth won, as according to what we surveyed.
Really?
Yeah. So, and this, oh man, look, it's gorgeous. And that's one of our 1,000,000-mile trucks. It's black cherry. That's our Kenworth. Okay.
Million-mile truck.
There is one thing I want to let everybody know about the Kenworth right now. See these little trim pieces that are around the wheel wells and the fuel skirts there? They have a little clip design issue.
Okay.
So we've seen those come off as you're driving.
Oh, okay.
Or they fall off. Just know whether it's a company or especially our owner-operators, that is a warrantable repair. So please, if that happens, get it to one of our shops. We'll take care of it for you.
Yes, good.
Or the dealer will take care of it. But it's something to watch for. If you start to see it getting loose, get in so we can get the update done to it so it doesn't come off.
Is that specific to the 2023?
2023.
Okay,
yes.
All right.
There's some later in the year 2022s where we transition to this truck.
Okay.
But those are affected too. Now, if you rub up against the yellow pole and they fall off, then that's not warrantable.
It's only at the clip break.
Yeah.
Okay. But they've done a great job of redesigning the Kenworth. Kenworth's done a really good We know they got a lot of driver feedback on it, you know, as they were designing it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at the inside. I mean, like, not that I'm biased or anything, but the color really stands out for me. So this is a million-mile truck.
I'm thinking it's the color that makes you like it.
But it looks really just
It's
a good-looking truck.
So we were just talking a little bit earlier about our million-mile trucks, and they're all custom colors. It's a custom color truck that our million-milers can select. So I want to know from you guys, because they're all on the road right now, what is your favorite custom color truck for a million-mile trucks?
I just like the Swift white. No, I like golden amber effect. It's like
the orange. It's like orange.
Yeah,
like
that's a good looking color.
I love that too. Yeah, that's probably my second favorite after black cherry.
Yeah. For me, it's the royal blue.
The royal blue. It's got a good sparkle in it.
It does.
There's a good sheet to that.
Just especially when it's hooked to the trailer going down the road.
Yes, it looks good.
It looks great.
When the sun is shining on it, those flecks really come out. I love that. That's good choices.
Yeah.
I do love it.
Yeah, one thing I like about the Kenworth is the dash cluster, the new dash cluster. It's all digital, so drivers can go in there and they can set their gauges how they want. They can set up the dash how they want it to be set up. So
you know, the one thing we didn't point out, I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but all of the truck OEs are making all the controls standardized, just like the automotive industry. So all of your engine stuff's on this side, all of your stereo, Bluetooth, all that stuff is on the right-hand side. And that's another thing we forgot to mention. Every truck has Bluetooth. Right, they all have adaptive cruise, collision mitigation systems on them.
They can. They're all set up for satellite radio.
Satellite radio. Right.
Wow, I didn't know that.
They're all
That's
set
really
up.
cool. Yeah. This is this one has drapes in it.
They all do.
They all do.
All the
Okay.
trucks have the privacy curtains all the way around.
They've got the windshield curtain and the sleeper curtain.
And a tip, just if you're out there to help keep the truck cooler or warmer, shut those curtains, especially around the windows and then in the sleeper area. That'll help maintain the cool or the heat, either one.
That's great advice. And you know, like I said earlier, these trucks are idling out in the yard right in front of our driver appreciation tent. Come out, take a tour of them. You can see them up close. They're beautiful. They're really beautiful.
The other thing too, if you've been in the industry as long as me and Mark have,
I'm about halfway there.
The closet drivers had to keep their stuff in used to be about like this.
Yeah.
You could fit maybe a couple shirts, a couple pair of pants. Today, I mean, you can fit a week's worth of clothes in that closet easily.
Oh, that's great.
Easily. Plenty of room. And that's hanging stuff up. Yeah. So they've
That's
done
a
a really
good
good
feature
job.
that we don't really hear about as much. So I love to hear all those things that maybe I'm not privy to that really impacts our drivers. So that's so cool.
And they've also done a really good job of increasing, you know, being able to have 3-point stances when you're getting on the top bunk.
Oh yeah.
So if you look inside each truck, there's grab handles, a place to have a foot in 2 hands or 2 feet in 1 hand, all the way up to the top.
So that we're safe everywhere, inside and outside of the truck. That's great. You guys, thank you so much for coming on and going through all the trucks and all the details of the trucks. Hey, so I think you guys have seen. They're pretty intimidating, right?
They are.
Are you guys excited tomorrow? Brett Stewart, our VP of Owner Ops, is going to be shaving his head.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's for charity.
We'll bring
is he behind us right now?
We'll bring a Ziploc bag.
That guy right there.
Yeah, the guy with the good hair.
Yeah.
That guy, the guy with the good hair. We're gonna shave on and we're encouraging just starting right down the center.
Right down the center.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I want the mohawk.
I hope you guys come by for that. Come by and see that. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for our Driver Appreciation Live. It's day 5 and the last day of driver appreciation, but we don't want it to end there. We want to continue to appreciate our drivers all the time, every day, and we hope that you do feel appreciated. So,
thank you.
One other quick thing.
Yes.
There's driver surveys that get sent out.
Yes, the
After
surveys.
you visit the shop every time, please fill those out and let us know how we're doing, good or bad. We use that to get better. So please fill out those surveys.
I love that.
And
You read them too, Tim. I know that we talked
every
about
single
this.
one. Every
Yeah.
single one. And I appreciate everything you guys do for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you guys, everybody. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.